Hello. And yes, you can find out more details about that competition after the show. Right, so I'm sitting here with Chris Brown, known as Synikall. Hi, mate.
How's it going? You good?
Yeah, good,
man.
mate. Good.
Good,
So, tell me, where did Synikall start? Where did his journey start? What was the epiphany for Chris Brown that Synikall had to be born?
That's a tough one because I think it was more of a progression than an epiphany. Sort of when I was a kid, I always wanted to be a footballer. Tried my fucking hardest.
Yeah.
As soon as I realised that I wasn't going to make it playing football, then sort of my attention's always been in music because my sister's a singer as well.
Yeah.
So family's always been around music. So I suppose that was the natural thing to fall back on.
That natural progression to go towards what the family traits have been doing. And plus, obviously, it sounds like you've got always had big dreams and aspirations, and obviously big footballer or music artist. So you've been got that.
Massively ambitious. I just want to be the best at everything I do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Great. So give me a little bit about your background, Synikall. What led you to this point?
Okay, so I picked up a pen when I was in school. I was probably about 16 years old. Me and my mates were just like we'd found hip hop and just loved it so much that we formed a bit of a group.
Okay.
There's like 5 of us.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were just barring off in the schoolyard, and then I was the only one that sort of like I was the get up and go. I was pushing everybody, and like slowly they all fell away. But I was always stuck to it because it's something I felt really passionate about, and like I felt that I was getting better and better, and I really enjoyed doing it. So so then I just started writing tunes and back in the day I used to record into a built-in microphone in my keyboard and stuff like that, just any means necessary sort of thing. So
back in the CD days.
Yeah, exactly. Recording on Sam Recorder on Windows, the most basic program you can get. Yeah. So painstaking, like time taken.
Well, it's all lessons learned.
Yeah, exactly. And do you know what? Looking back, I'm kind of glad that I did learn everything for myself. So because it's made me more independent as a musician, and like not having to rely on other people to do what I need to do. And then going forward, like I worked as a DJ in Iron Apple.
Okay.
When I finished uni, came out of uni and needed some money. So my sister was living out there because her husband's from Cyprus. Okay. So I just went out there for a few months and got myself a DJ job and like stayed there for a couple of summers. Came back and I just started getting myself more and more into the scene, in the hip hop scene in Birmingham. By chance, I clapped myself a few support slots with the likes of Labyrinth and Professor Green, some massive names like that. And
I bet that was a big deal for you.
It was, and the wicked thing was that they were so cool. They were cool people. Like I didn't get to meet Labyrinth because it was Canterbury Uni that I performed at there. They'd sort of closed him off into a separate section. And plus, when he was performing, I was off like getting drunk and celebrating and that. But I met Professor Green and he was wicked. So and what I loved about it that he stopped and actually had a chat with me, even though when his people were saying, "Oh, we need to go to the next one," he was like, "No, just chill for a second. I'm talking to this guy."
Oh, nice, humble guy. Then.
Yeah, and that's kind of like meeting him kind of inspired me a bit more to get to that level as well. So
and obviously because you being a humble guy yourself, and that inspiration that Professor Green gave to you, is that what you want to be passing down to the younger generation, let's just say, that are going to be supporting you in the years to come?
Yeah, man. I've always said to myself that I want to. if I was like the headline act, I'd always come out and watch the support acts and chat to them backstage. Always like pass on any bit of information that I can to help people, because like I didn't really have, I had to learn a lot from my own mistakes, and so if I had someone to put like an arm around me and show me the way, then it would have been great. But I want to do that for other people.
Yeah, of course. But do you think because you didn't have that support system, you are where you are now? So if you had that support system back then, do you believe that your career would have progressed better, or would it have gone a different way?
I wouldn't say better, but probably faster.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad, like I said earlier, I'm glad that it's turned out the way it has, because it's developed me as a person, as well as like making me more independent as a musician. I've learnt from my mistakes. I know what's what now. I've been fucked over a few times. I've learnt from that, and yeah, it's just all part of the music industry cycle.
And the whole of the learning process and what goes with it. So obviously I've seen your career so far that it literally has been a climbing ladder for you. There's never been a step back. So tell me about the start of your journey, your first ever project, and just go through those steps to where you are now. So that where did that first project, how did that influence to where you are now?
Yeah. By first project, do you mean like the first one I released when I was
that pinnacle, yeah.
Yeah. So the first one I released was called Child of the Seven Sins.
Okay.
I sort of like I went balls deep and got myself loads of CDs, thinking, this is just gonna sell itself.
Okay.
So I think not the way it turned out at all. So
but at least your hopes were high.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I just thought like I'll deal with the setback and just keep making music. I met a geezer called James Reynolds Stealth, and we started making music together after that. He got into some trouble. Can't say too much about that, but sort of he stopped making music because of that. So again, I was on my own path, and then I got involved with the Freestylers.
Okay. Yeah.
It was through the studio that I was going to record my music. Music in. I met an American guy down there called Alaska.
Okay.
And he was originally meant to be on the track that the Freestylers had me on.
Okay. Yeah.
And then they came back to him and said, we like it, but we want it to be a bit more UK. And so he goes, I've got the perfect geezer for you.
Oh, right, okay.
Passes it to me. A week later, I've written my stuff, recorded it, sent it off to Freestylers.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, they came back. They loved it. So it went on their album.
Beautiful.
And then they released it with this Dutch label called Black Hole Recordings.
Okay.
She's owned by Tiesto.
That's big.
Yeah.
That is big.
So I thought I'd chance because I was developing my own EP.
Yeah.
I thought, fuck it, I'd chance it.
Yeah.
Sent my demos off to them, and they were like, yeah, we'll put it out for you.
Nice.
Which was a lot. I was on a hype then.
Yeah, that's such a big step though from where you were at and those aspirations that you had inside you, especially from your first one, thinking, I'm going to sell all of this. And no, but to that of going with the Freestylers and with someone so big of a name, especially attached to the likes of Tiesto.
Yeah, exactly.
That is just that. You must have felt so overwhelmed at that point.
Yeah, I was proper, and like because I was quite young at the time as well. Like I kind of got ahead of myself a bit.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, right, this is it. I'm done. I'm set. And then as life comes to kick you in the face, they put my stuff out but didn't put any budget behind it.
Okay, yeah.
So they just signed it up, put it out, and then I was like, okay, then what's going on? We're going to push this. They're like, well, you can do a video, but you'll have to pay for it. We'll just put it on that channel. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. So from that moment on, I vowed to myself that I'm always going to be in control of my own music. So that I set up my own record label with my long-term friend, and he's also my hype man, Nathaniel Thompson, NT, on stage.
And the record label is called
Melee Recording Group, MRG.
Yeah. So let's go on to a bit actually, Synikall. Yeah. So tell us about MRG. I mean, what is it? Where did it start? What's it all about? Give us a lowdown to what it's all about, please.
Yeah, sure. So our phrase is where hip hop lives. So like we're a hip hop record label, and it essentially goes back to that thing of wanting to pass on my knowledge of like what I've learned, and it was built on the ethos that we want to treat our artists how I'd want to be treated as an artist by a label, because of what happened with Black Hole. So a bit, and I'd been getting myself in the scene, in the local scene and that, and I've seen so many talented people that are going around and making their own music, but they had no clue about marketing themselves and that. So I just felt it was like a need, and a lot of the people that we've signed are like, I've known them for a few years. They're good friends of mine, but essentially they're talented people, and they just need that bit of direction.
You also signed Plain and Simple, I believe, as well.
That's right.
Seen a lot of quite stuff from him. He's such a great freestyler.
Yeah.
We saw something on YouTube the other day where he was just literally being given raw words, and he would do a freestyle to those words with, I think it was a reggae backdrop. You know?
Oh yeah, there's that that's the Wolverhampton radio station.
Yeah, and that was very interesting. It was good to see, because he was just rolling off the words that they were producing for him to a track that they'd chosen. So there was nothing that he'd already thought of before he got in there. It was just straight off the bat.
Yeah, I was there on that day, and like I had an interview at the same time, and they were just chucking beats at you, seeing if you could ride the beat, and like Plain just fucking smashed it, mate. He's one of the most talented people I've ever come across in terms of music, and I think he's got a big, as long as he focuses himself, he's got a massive future ahead of him. And I believe in him like 1000%.
Well, you signed him, mate. You signed
him.
Synikall, you were recently at the O2.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Not only that, you were with a band.
Yeah.
Now that's big. So what's all that about? So
yeah, the band was they're called Prior Convictions. So I at the end of last year, I was thinking to myself, like, how can I step things up?
Okay.
I want to be like performing festivals regularly in the next couple of years. So and like massive support slots and even headlining and stuff like that. How can I step it up? And I thought, like, there's nothing better than hip hop with a live band. It just sounds immense. So I thought, like, and a lot of my tracks lend itself to, because it's that sort of soulful vibe.
Yeah.
That, especially the new stuff that I'm doing. So yeah, sort of just lent itself to it. So I put a couple of adverts out. I knew the bass player that we got already, and our rhythm guitarist and trumpet player. I knew them through just being friends and music and that. So I got them together, and we put an advert out. Got the guitarist in for an audition, the drummer, and stuff like that. And it just all gelled really well. And literally, before that gig at the O2, we'd only been together about a month.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's a progression.
Yeah, definitely. And like most bands, like the first gig, they just play down the pub or something.
Yeah.
Nah, not for us. O2 Institute. Yeah, supporting Abstract Orchestra and Illa J.
Nice.
mate.
But the thing was, I actually saw on Twitter that video you posted, and that just looks sick, mate. Just the sound of the drums and that would have been a big hyped atmosphere. What was it like playing at the O2? What was that feeling? Was it that feeling that you'd always felt it would be?
Yeah, I mean, like I actually supported Doc Brown last year at the O2 as well, so I kind of got the first bit of that feeling then, and yeah, I was just on a massive high. The Dilla gig was slightly different because there was a bit of messing around in sound check and that. There was like the sound engineer and the stage manager were saying that because the stage was packed with all the orchestral stuff for Abstract Orchestra, and apparently they didn't want to move their stuff. Yeah. It was like, can't really fit you on the stage, and we're like, oh, for fuck's sake. We sold like shitloads of tickets as well. Like, everyone's coming down to see us, and
all that support as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
we made it happen. And it was a great night in the end.
I mean, when you was at the O2, did that reiterate to you, this is what I want to do?
Oh yeah, definitely. Mate, every time I get on stage, if it's a little stage or like the O2 or a festival stage, where I was at Beat Herder with the Freestylers a few years ago.
Nice.
And to like 5,000 people, that was mad. And yeah.
Talking about the Freestylers, we've actually got a little video just there for Who Got the Buzz, so should we watch it?
Yeah, let's do it.
I hope you had a nice sleep, cause it's time to get out your seat. You ain't with it, better leave, cause your boy coming through like a freaking stampede. Like, who got the buzz, who got the buzz? We do. Who got the buzz, who got the buzz? We do. Who got the buzz, who got the buzz? We do. Freestylers in the cool show.
Right, so, Synikall, right. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of things. So what's next on the cards for Synikall? Are there any songs in the pipeline? And what are Synikall's goals for 2018?
There's a few things in the pipeline. I can't say too much, but I've got a song that I actually wrote about like social anxiety and stuff like that. And it was inspired by my missus, and she suffers from social anxiety. But it was to try and like convince her that just be yourself, and then that's all you need to be. Like, show the real you to the world, and then they'll be in love with you how much I am and that. And we've got a quite a big name featuring on that. The contract's not signed yet, so can't say anything. But if you have a look on my socials next couple of months, then it'd be.
And what is your social, just for the viewers?
So it's at Synikall on like more or less everything.
There you go, guys. You want it here? Search from here.
That's it.
So when you're writing a song, Synikall, when you're writing, do you take from life, or is it just a mixture of words put together to make it rhyme? What's the process, mate? Where do you draw these songs from?
Yeah, well, I try to write about life. Yeah. So. I think the only one that's not really been about a actual situation that's happened to me has been Who Got the Buzz. Just because that was like, we need something hype, we need something like to get people on the floor.
But it is hype. I mean, pal, you had a. You know, it's that kind of like.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I'm here.
Yeah.
It's that type of song, isn't it?
Yeah.
I suppose like you can say like it's a story of Synikall, but.
I mean, I'd imagine if you were going into a boxing ring with someone, your walk down song would be.
Exactly. Yeah.
Who Got the Buzz? You know, it just gives that real hit. Yeah. Right. Okay. So, what are your goals? What are your goals for this year?
So I want to release my EP by. I'm going to say about May time, in time for the summer. I've got a couple of videos on the way. I want to try and achieve some radio play, like nationally. I've been supported quite a lot by BBC Introduction locally.
Nice.
I want to kick that up to the next step nationally. And get performing as much as I can, like on big support slots, festivals. I've actually been exclusive. I've actually been booked for New School Rules in Rotterdam.
Very nice.
So I'll be going there in May. So
be a nice little holiday as well.
Indeed, yeah.
So what? All right, finally, Synikall. Where do you see yourself, let's say, in 5 years? Not too long of a period, because obviously things can change. But 5 years, where would you like to see yourself?
Well, as you know, I'm a massively ambitious guy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say, like, at least in that third line of the festival lineup.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Regularly being playlisted on national radio, playing out in the clubs and like.
Well, you're getting there already.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. So yeah, it's just that next step, isn't it? It's like. Life's been getting in the way last couple of years, but like I'm properly focused now, and like I know I've cut out all the driftwood of like, in your brain and that. And
well, to be fair, Synikall, I mean, like
stuff.
To be fair, like watching you over the years, for the past few years, following your career, I don't think I've ever seen you really take a back step. You've always been doing something quite productive towards your career. And I think if you continue with that and keep pushing, why not?
Yeah.
Why not in those 5 years be where? Why not the second lineup? Why not the first? I mean, it can happen.
That's why I said at least.
That's
the minimum. That's the minimum goal. But yeah, I completely agree. Like the name Synikall is kind of like a. It's kind of juxtaposed to my actual personality, because my mate Trademark Blood actually says this to me, like. You're called Synikall, but you're the most positive guy I know. So it's like, it's kind of like one of them. But yeah, I'm confident in myself and my own abilities. So a bit because I've been through so much and like learned so much through mistakes. If I didn't believe in myself, I'd be like flipping burgers. But
Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to do that.
No, not
right, Chris Synikall, thank you very much. Thank you very much for today. I
No,
really do hope it does work out for you.
Thank you.
Anyway, right, next top, it's the UK Top 40. We'll see you in a bit.